Oops, that don't fit. There we go. Hello, everyone. How are you? Anyone here today? No one signed up for the forum for a little bit? Please sign up for the forum. I made it for all of you. Anyone here? It says 9 p. Oh, test account. Are you new? Welcome. I don't know if I've seen you or not. Oh my gosh. Oh, welcome. New. How did you find us? How'd you find the group? You don't know? All right, well, welcome. So, this is pretty strong. It's a healing. Big audience today. I mean, really? I mean, I hope so. This is 7 people here. I wouldn't call that big right now. Maybe you're hoping? For me, it says there's 7. 8. Let's see who sticks around. Yeah, now it says 6. I think it hates me. The algorithm doesn't like me. Never mind. If I only had $400, I mean, 400 people, they all paid $1, I could pay my rent. Actually, I need 320 more. I have A little bit. I'm not gonna lie, things have been better. Oh, there's 37.98 in Patreon. Just gonna put that in. So $300. Let me pay my rent. Just want to get rid of it, get it in there before some other thing takes it. I'm going to show you guys something. How something works. If I can. Give everyone a quick lesson. If I can. Something came up that's kind of interesting. All right, guys. So I'm going to show you something real quick. Oh, where's my share? Where's my share screen? Hi, Bruce. Welcome. Any new people who have never done this before? New timers? It's not a talk, it's a purification, and it's very strong. Healing, talk. I talk a little bit sometimes before we start. And as a matter of fact, actually, since there's a lot of new people, we will just go straight to the healing, I think, or seems to be. How'd you new folks find the group? Good. What's going on, Bruce? Just by chance? Hey, you won't be the first one. So, like I said, this is very strong. Is it something physical, or because we do that too? This, like I said, this is very strong. A happy birthday. What's going on, Bruce? I'll actually, since it's your birthday, I will work on it directly right now. Where's like the pain, or what kind of like condition is it? Basically, I'll have you relax and work on it. As soon as you tell me, I am Benton the Mage. Let me know when you're ready. What's going on physically? You gotta tell me what it is so I can work on it. This is quite quick. Your thoughts are a mental thing. So the regular healing, the group will work on that. We'll fix that up. But that takes time. Believe it or not, physical stuff is quicker and easier to do than thoughts and mental stuff. Yep. Your ear clogged. Okay. Okay, we'll do the group first, then we'll work on that. All right, so for this, you're going to lie down, relax, or like sit back or breathe. Stiff jaw. Okay. So go ahead and relax, breathe. We're going to do the group first, and I'll work on you individually. Um, like I said, this is very strong. You're going to hear me speak some Japanese as I'm speaking. You're going to feel some stuff. As you feel it, just let the energy work. And that's basically it. Everyone ready? All right, here we go. Amaterasu me oyano kami no misu maru no inochi terashi kuni shizuka nari amaterasu me oyano kami no misu maru no inochi terashi kuni shizuka nari amaterasu me oyano kami no misu maru no inochi terashi kuni shizuka nari 高天張にかむずまります。かむらぎ、かむらみのみことまして、すめみ、おゆかむ、いずなぎの神尽くしのひむけの立花の大戸の青木が春に、みそぎ、払い、たまいし、時に、ありませる。払いどの狼たち、もろもろのまがごとつみかいりょう。払いたばい清めたまえと申すことのよしよ。天つ神、国つ神、や夜ずの神たちともに引こしめせと、 かしこみかしこみもまおす。高あまはりにかむずまります。かむろぎ、かむろみのみこともして、すみみ、おえかむ、いずなぎのかみつくしのひむけの立ちばねのおどのあぎがはれに、みそぎ、はらい、たまいし、ときに、あれませる。はらいどのおかみたち、もろもろのまかごとつみかえりよ。払いたまい、清めたまいと申すことのよしよ。あまつ神、国つ神、や、夜ぞの神たちともに引こしめすと、かしこみかしこみも申す。どうすの神、あまていらします。すみみ神の耳にを、伝えて教え導きの玉枠。人はすなわち、神と神とのもとのあれじたり、何時らの紳士の痛ましむることなかれ。この家に目にもろもろの風情を見て、心にもろもろの風情を見ず、耳にもろもろの風情に触れて、心にもろもろの風情に触れず、心にもろもろの風情をもとも、中心にもろもろの風情を思わず、この時に清く潔きことあり、もろもろののれは影と形のことし、清く清ければ汚れることなし、ことをとらばうべからず、皆花ゆりずの実とはなる。我が身はすなわち六根所者なり、六根所者なりがゆえに、ごぞの真君兄なり、ごぞの真君兄なるが、ゆえに天地の神と男なり、天地の神と男なるが、ゆえに万物の霊と体なり、万物の霊と体なるが、ゆえになすところにごて成就せずということなし、無常霊法、真珠仏教、天上無休、名誉入賞、神が列、払いたまい、清めたまい、守りたまい、先はいたまい、照らしたまい、導きたまえ。And breathe, relax. と神、意味たも、観言心、そうにかだけん。払いたまい、清めたも。魚の腹にかむずまります。生命神たち、いやわらしたも、特殊の水の宝持ちて、あまてる国てるひけあめのほ、あかり、くしたま、ねぎはやひのみことに、しずけともこと教えてのたまわく、今しこの水の宝持ちて、中津国にあま下り、あう人ぐさ、沈め、収めよ。あう人ぐさ、および、よれずのものの山のことあらば、かむ宝を持ちて、見くらいた沈めに起きて、見たま沈めの祭りをのして水の宝を振るべ、そのかむほぎの言葉に曰く、木のい木のと、火のい火のと、土のい土のと、かのいかのと、水のい水のと、ひふみよいむなやこと。 二の音古べゆるゆら、かく祈りしばまかるともさらにきなんとしとも。雨の神の身をやみことのりかきとめて、雨の岩船に乗りて、河内の国の川上の光る画面に天下りましまして、大和の国、引きの山のふもと、白庭の高庭に移しましまして、月祭りとも名付けて、イースの神の狼と申し立て祭り、よよ噛む宝を持ちて、夜ずの者のために古辺の神ごと持ちて、探せなしとゆえの古の御霊の神と敬い、立て祭り、すめみことおもらじ、驚その神たけきを持ちて、いつきに使え祭りとも、物のべの神の社、雨がした、よりずのもののたぐいなり、いてんもとかむ宝は、いわゆる、おきつ鏡、平つ鏡、やつくの剣、いく玉、たる玉、まかる返しの玉、し返しの玉、おろちのひれ、八のひれ、くすくすのもののひれ、さらにとくすの神、ひのいきのと、ひのいひのと、土のい土のと、かのいかのと、水のい水のと、ひふみよいむなやことにのと古べゆらとゆら、かし立てまつることのよしをもちて、平きくきこしめせと、命長く、子孫羽、時はかきわに、守りたまい、先はいたまい、かじ立てまつり、人数寿命心力家事、と神、意味たも、観言心、損にかんだけん、払いたまい、清めたも。高めの腹にかむずまります。かむろき、かむろみのみこともして、せめみ、おやかむ、いずなぎのかみつくしのひむかの立ち花のおどのあわぎがはるに、みそぎ、はらい、たまいし、ときに、ありませる。はらいろのおかみたち、もろもろのまがごとつみかいりょう。払いたまい、清めたまいと申すことによしよう。天つかみ、国つかみ、やお、夜ぞの神たちともに引こしめせと、かしこみかしこみもまおす。たかあまはりにかむずまります。かむろぎ、かむろみのみこともして、すめみ、おやかむ、いざなぎの神つくしのひむかの立ち花のおどのあわぎがはらに、みそぎ、はらい、たまいし、ときにあれませる。はらいどの狼たち、もろもろのまかごとつみかいりょう。払いたまい、清めたまいと申すことによしよ。天つかみ、国つかみ、や夜ずの神たちともに彦しめせと。かしこみかしこみもます。たかあまはりにかむずまります。かむろき、かむろみのみこともして、すめみ、おやかむ、いざなぎの神つくしのひまかの立ち花のおどのあわぎがはるに、みそぎ、はらい、たまいし、ときにあれませる。はらいとの狼たち、もろもろのまがごとつみかいりょう。払いたまい、清めたまいと申すことによしよ。天つかみ、国つかみ、やお、夜ずの神たちともに彦しめすと。かしこみかしこみも、まおす。かんながらたまちやませ。かんながらたまちやませ。かんながらたまちやませ。Okay, everyone. There we have it. How was it? So I want to show you guys something that I have, discussed before. It just came across my feed and I want to um kind of like show you that this is a thing people can experience. I don't know how to explain it. But I've explained this mechanic before, right? So, let me show you this. So this came across my Facebook feed. So this is from one of those things I talk to you about, right? From a page called Galactic Council of Light Workers. And I talk to you guys about this constantly, and you've heard me mention it. And this just came across. It says in 2014, 2015, I found this girl talking about spirituality. If no people don't know who this is Teal Swan. She has about 2 million followers. Um, Psychology, aliens, and such. She seemed extremely knowledgeable. She actually doesn't know crap. Um, and smart. So I followed her on YouTube until 2016, when I went to her workshop in Long Beach, California, and met her in person. I was very naive, like basically everyone else in this group is, and starstruck meeting her in person. She had a Facebook group that I also was a part of. One day there was a feud between her and someone about how much she made. I did the math and could tell she was straight lying about it. A lot of people in her group left and said all sorts of stories about her, from demon possessed, it's actually ET possessed, right? To whatever else they made up. But I can tell you that day, looking back in this picture, starstruck, I felt my blood in my neck, and that being pulled towards her. You can visibly see it when you zoom in. I know for a fact something was going on and that I felt my blood being drawn to her. Very strange, and I really don't know why. So there's lots of people that are able to do that. Um, Yoho Kawa was able to do that. Happy Science. And Jim Jones was able to do that, and he was able to actually heal people too. So he was really dangerous. A lot of the UFO people are able to do this. Now, they're not conscious of this, right? They're not conscious, but they can do it, right? It- Consciousness is complicated. Um, on one hand, they're convinced that what they're saying is like the absolute truth about stuff. On the other hand, they're co-possessed, meaning that there's something flowing thoughts into their head to make them think that they're their own thoughts, and also communicating from seemingly somewhere beyond and benevolent to make them think that they're in contact and special. So it plays the ego in two ways. And you see it's different. I mean, you could see the same type of naivety in the comments here. So like this person here says, goes, well, is it her personal gravity? One person says, vampire is my best guess, but I really don't know. Next one, I used to watch her on YouTube. I stopped after getting weird vibes from her. Edit, her name's Teal Swan. I think she's dabbling in dark arts. Not exactly. It's just there. Low vibration. I felt it before I read. Not exactly. Low vibration is like a blanket term from a mechanic that's very, very complicated. Um, How you recognize authenticity is by doing your own shadow work. I only recently began to split from her original work. Recently, I don't feel aligned with her, but this is my take. We all have different genetics, bloodlines, and this person has no idea what they're talking about either. Although this idea of shadow work does have something to do with that, right? Because become more sensitive to different energies as you practice, and you're able to perceive things better. But everyone's different. They're genetic, not genetic. Gee, see, it's already implanting things into my head. Their energetic field and ethereal bodies are um, connected differently. They interweave differently, and everyone's kind of like energetic system is different, right? When ha ha ha, what the f did I just read? You're goofy. Why can't you just say you want to f her? I mean, no, he does know what he's talking about. I believe he absolutely felt what he felt physically because he had a less level of sensitivity that could feel that. Um, One person says, I can't watch her content. I feel she's a fraud or a deceiver. Yes, but she isn't aware of that. She's not consciously doing that. I mean, she might think, have questions about what she's doing, but she thinks she is solo on what she's like I said, it's hard to explain, and I don't want to get into it too deeply right now. Perhaps I'll make a video about it someday, but as you all know, I am incredibly spread thin. So you can be so enlightened and see the paradigm of life so clearly that it makes it you numb, and only the ones at this level will truly understand that statement. I don't understand it. Why that being said, it can throw one's energy off, make them seem detached. So I'm not sure what her deal is. Like I said, it's something that's already in her system. Whatever trauma she experienced when she was a child, she absorbed that, or it could even incarnated with her, but she's not the person that is that person or supposed to be is not completely there, and whatever is attached to her, not attached, partially possessed within her, uses those cords around um, uses the cords that it has connected to it to reach people and bring them in, so it could feed off of their energy too, along with their feeding hers. So she is so not only are the people who follow her victims, as well as people kind of in that mechanic, like Till Swan's inner circle. Um, but the person who is the center of it is a victim themselves, if that makes sense, because they're partially possessed and they don't understand. They don't know. They don't have the. They don't have the language or the understanding that that's even a thing. They can't perceive it as most people can't, and it's too bad. It's too bad. Let me see what the she's rooted in logic, not in the heart center. It's a different kind of energy. It's not that at all. Like I said, she has a partial possession and cords attached to that partial enhancer possession intertwined between her system, which is gifted, right? She does have that ability, but because she does have ability, there's something rooted in her taking advantage of it. So it has nothing to do with logic, or being placed in the heart center. On the other hand, I would refute that by saying that she does. She is rooted in the heart center because it's so expansive, but her heart center is compromised by something nefarious, bringing things in and doing all kinds of harm. Um, there's something about her eyes. I see what you're saying. I don't see light in her at all. Um, these things aren't really perceptive. They're not easy to perceive, even for the most gifted medium, because since this is something so not um, understood or humored within even occult circles, let alone new age circles, that this can actually be a thing. So people who are trained or able to do it aren't looking for anything like that. And because they're not looking for anything like that, I mean, some people can naturally, this is true, um, they're not able to perceive it. Um, Another person, Chill Swan is spiritually intellectual. She's not operating from a heart center like others, but she does dive on some spiritual topics. I know her from a long time ago, but people say crazy stuff all the time. Oh, your vein is just your body, man. It's not real. It's not Chill Swan gravitating your blood. Has anyone ever felt so gravitated to someone that you can't help it? Right? Different mechanic, but maybe perhaps on an individual level. So some people are more mechanical, magnetic than others, right? But it's different and operates on different levels. Some people are able to bring in like a certain type of attraction better, and no one really knows why, and they themselves don't know why. The same goes with chill. It's just more expansive. And it doesn't have to always be clean energy to do that and attach to people and bring them in. People don't understand that, especially in like the new age type of community. Um, like the planet's surrounded in darkness. There's light, but it's not the constant, even in this solar system, right? S- Therefore, it's more evasive. We can't guarantee what individuals think of themselves. I know she thinks she's magnetic. Well, that's what I just said, right? Imagine she could be likening herself to anything and then reiterating that likeness herself. She's becoming more of it. And like we all do, quantum entanglement. Now it's a partial possession. Um, She's compelling on YouTube. Not really. She doesn't really say anything. There's no new information. She's just repeating a bunch of self-help stuff. But because she's doing it from a place where she's able to use energetic chords, not really from herself, of her own conscious, people are sitting there willing to watch and take it in. Right? So, like for this channel, for example, you hear me, I do these purifications, um, and people aren't just rushing in because there's something else. This cleans out, and like no one's gotten obsessed out of control so far. So, that's always a good sign. Um, so yeah. So big. So she, however, if you watch her in her hot seat session, she's condescending and borderline abusive to people who paid her for information. I mean, that's part of it, right? There's no reason for that. But and people still go to her despite that, and still watch her videos. Um th- I couldn't get away with that. Not that I would do anything like that. It doesn't work. Um, I can't support her anymore, even though I think she has a lot of useful. I mean, not really. I mean, just read, guys. There's a ton of philosophers with a lot better stuff to say. Someone said, "Love Jill Sw." Oh, they made a documentary about her. Check it out. That's me. Says, "I've seen it. It's very similar to Legacy News. She agreed to allow him to follow her for a day. Then the author selected sound bits that portrayed her negatively, leaving out context. Have you ever experienced that before?" Nope. Sometimes our strongest reactions tell us more about our own fears than the person we're judging. A pause can reveal where to do our own shadow work. Weird vibes don't automatically mean harm. I mean, true harm comes from exploiting or abusing others, which she kind of does. What feels demonic is often just uh, intensity or human flaws. Okay, next person. She's raw and real and doesn't need approval from anyone. Her content is scientific and intellectual, and she doesn't need to play the guru part. If you don't like her but need to criticize it, then it means there's possible codependency. She's not a spiritual leader. She's just making people wake up from collective ignorance. I don't know what any of that means. She is scary. Someone warned me about her before. I actually got someone stopped from going there once. They came to see me instead. I don't understand this post. Are you assuming she was lying and now you're spreading it on Facebook? I don't get it. Why does she need to tell anyone how much money she made? Okay. So you're attracted to her. It sounds creepy. But anyway, so yeah, yeah, she's a really bad person. Um, no, nice, Bruce. Yeah, she is. And but because she's co-opted in that way, people are willing to listen to her and kind of hear her out for one. Well, I know the reasons, right? Let's see. How do I get out of this? There we go. So there's my lesson today. So people kind of understand things like that better. It struck me because someone went in, they wrote that they felt something. They're showing it kind of like the physical effects that they felt from it. And they are basically that person's basically criticized by some of her followers and things. So anyway, like it kind of the spike in my views went up as soon as I started talking about stuff, which is also too bad too, because the meditations and um, the ability we're cultivating within ourselves by doing this work and this technique is much more powerful than anything I have to say, than explaining how to do it. And it's still not good enough for channel growth. But because I don't have that mechanic or dynamic energetically, um, it it can only this can only grow in the most organic way. That's through guesting on other shows, having other guests, let other people talk. I'll kind of have to step on my tongue when they say something. Although I've told myself there are certain things I'm not going to let my guests get away with saying. The reason why I picked Jonas first is because you know I mean, you guys heard the episode. He's he's an authentic person. Um and he hasn't been, messed with in the same way as people others have, right? Like Till. And he doesn't um how can I say it? He doesn't embellish, which is also what I like too. He tries to keep everything as grounded as possible while having, unbelievable power. Charlie does that too. He's like, everyone can do it. I'm like, yeah, yes, but no. Anyone can do it with lots of practice, right? Few people can do it with very innate ability. So don't get discouraged. I don't want people here to get discouraged. Um, yeah, it might also open up in other ways for other people. We don't know. It all depends on what's locked inside after we remove all of the gunk, right, guys? How is your jaw, Bruce? So, good. So, you're welcome, sir. So, yeah, basically what Scott is just saying, got the book, he's practicing in it. That's all I ask. So it's very, very simple. It's not complicated. It's so simple. Um, it's probably the most. I think that this is the most uncomplicated, simple metaphysical technology with tangible results that ever come across. So anyone could do it. Anyone could practice. Um, Breakthroughs come when they come. It's different for everyone, but um, it does help and it does work. And if you haven't noticed, spiritual impurities that block your higher senses and physical pain and illness and that stuff, there's no differentiation while we're doing this, right? It's seen the same way. Sickness, spiritual blockages, physical stuff, pain. Um, it's all seen this. It's all the same. Um, and there's a lot to remove. I do this every day around this time. Just follow my channel, turn on notifications. Um, yeah, subscribe and turn on notifications. Always here. It's been a lot of time now. Also, I have a book on Amazon that helps you develop your own practice. Like that, that, that complements this one, right? And when you try, I give people their own agency, agency. This isn't about dependence. And yeah. So, how did you guys like my interview with Jonas? Pretty good, went pretty well, huh? And from watching it, do you understand why I attached folklore? I decided to do my show with an emphasis on folklore. Does anyone understand why? Or do you? You saw the episode, Bruce, with Jonas? Do you guys get the idea? Do you guys understand why I decided to do the folklore thing and intertwine it with the interviews of certain of people? Do you guys? Do you guys? No, I mean I actually did. I have a show called Folklore After Dark on this channel. I just did my first episode. Folklore After Dark. Yes, yes, sir. So you can watch it. It's a good interview. I found someone that's like me. I'm gonna have other guests. I'm gonna have my next guest is going to be that interviews in a few days to show how the history of healers relates to practices in the modern sense. That's a good guess. In a way, yes. However, there's more reason for that than just that. There's more to it. Why else would I call my show Folklore After Dark and open it with folklore, then start speaking to one of my guests? So I wouldn't have Chill Swan on my show. I mean, I would because people would watch it and I could bring him in, but I would have I would either have to find some folklore that's over her head so I could reiterate it and let her talk, or um yeah, why would I? Or think of another guess. I'm not just going to have healers, another type of guest. I'm still going to open it up with folklore. Why would I do that? And why did I specifically choose folklore to tell the story of someone I have coming on in my show? Think of some of my content of those videos I produced and took me a while to make, so I don't do that many. And they have expensive AI animation and stuff. Why would I communicate and showcase a story with an interview in my show? Exactly, Scott. That's exactly why. And it doesn't have to always be positive folklore, too. There's much, much more than just that. Right. And there's a disconnect, right, with people's beliefs and that folklore, because in their mind, it is something that was made up or paranoid or whatever else, right? Right. So, anyone new here today? There's 20 people, and you're listening to what I have to say. Um, I appreciate that, but I'm also a healer too, and this is very strong. It's a purification, clearing. It pulls out stuff that doesn't belong. I know you're new. I'm glad to have you. Anyone else? It's a purification. I implore people to stay for that and try it out. It's it's a lofty claim. Folks in the chat will tell you that it's worth it. Have some faith. It works, like I said. And if anything, if you're not interested in this thing, try it once because at least you'll know that it's something, right? That it's something that happens, it's something that is. And um, I always get in when I get into these talks and I don't get into them too often, more people stay around. More new people stay around and hear what I have to say. And that's because it's what people are used to. They're not used to something. They're not used to something tangible with the senses that have to do with the supernatural or the metaphysical. Um, so they write it off, or because it's not something that they actually thought it was ever a thing. Does anyone have any questions? This is your chance. Questions? Questions? You guys are quite quiet for 20 people, 21 people, 23 people. 1:30 p.m. Pacific. I might just talk a little bit more because um, I guess this is what makes people stick around. And then we do the healing. So help me out, guys. Ask some questions, big ones, and I will try my best to answer. Let's do it this time. We're not done yet. We're going to do another one, I think, but let me talk a little bit more. Gets people here. Questions, guys. Questions about mechanics. You were meditating the two Norritos in the book. And how are those helping you? And do you have any questions about them? What kind of improvements have you been seeing by doing these? What kind of improvements have you experienced from being here in general? Please let us know in the chat and we could talk about it. And if anyone has any questions, please ask. I am, um, I don't want to say desperate here. However, give me something to talk about because I didn't plan. I'm mostly just here to do the healings. It doesn't seem to be necessarily enough for people. I have to do more talking too. Speaking of Teal Swan, that's all she does is talk. You said recently that the kami operate outside of time, and that's why the recorded videos work. Does time travel fit in your cosmology? So um, basically, yes. So outside, outside of just like the Earth or the non-physical realm, I should say, time doesn't exist. It doesn't even exist in the physical universe, right? It's still a construct, and because it's a construct, spirits can weave in and out of different points at different times and be at different places at once. But as they are traveling through their own experience, it feels like linear time to them. I'm sure they have other techniques and things that I don't understand, but they could be at on different points at the same time from our perception, but be traveling through different points at different times through their own perception, which is how many of them see things coming. However, sometimes other spirits get in the way and change things in their wake, so it gets more complicated. That's how it was explained to me. I don't think it's that important for me to go beyond all that now. Let me see what's next. Does that answer your question, Scott? Ah, cheaters. Can't say I was writing, listening to your interview, and felt the energy from your interview. Yes, I'm very satisfied. All right. More Reiki debunking content interviews in would be great. So no one listens to me about it. So frustrating. Um, the best thing I could do, I'm going as fast as I can. You guys see how stretched out I am. I am studying at KO. I got de-assessed at UCI, so I'm losing my visa on March 30th unless I convince them to um, reinstate me, which I am working on because the person who did it and made the decision and who so happened to be interfered with and pushed to do that to remove me from where I am, because all of you know how much stronger these healings have gotten. Um, I'm dealing with that. Um, so I'm dealing with a lot of stuff, and like I said, I can't even pay my $400 rent because people don't donate. People do, but there's not enough. I don't have enough. I don't have a big audience. Not a lot of people are here. I'm working on it. You see how tough it is. However, it is somewhat supporting me. Everything I do right now comes from this, and it's not quite. I don't have the numbers because I don't have the numbers. It's really hard. No rush, yeah, no rush for you, but for me, it's getting I'm running on fumes. So do I think a human can time travel? Um, I think that it is possible, but it would take a lot of energy to do it physically, and we could do it outside of the body. Absolutely. Like step into like a time machine, walk in theory, it's possible, but I'm not quite sure. Maybe that Malaysian flight traveled through time, the one that disappeared. When one goes back to one of your older videos, does it operate at the strength that you currently project or the strength you projected back then? That's a good question. I don't know because I don't go to my older videos much. Many of you do. But it's Tom. I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me that. The strength of this seems to be quite infinite in a way. It's not that these are stronger or less strong, maybe more solidified, but at the same time, it only does what a person can take at one time, right? So if I'm working on one person, instead of like 1,000 people, I know there hasn't been 1,000 people here. I think the most I've ever done is like 200, under 200. I think that I think that all that could, if that just because that was concentrated on one person, it could be in theory, but it would just kind of not be great. It would be too much energy, right? Concentrating energy for 1,000 people or working on 1,000 people on one. Yes, please donate. Would help. Gotta pay my rent. I'm short. 325 short. 350 short, I should say. Links are in the description. Please, I gotta get this in. I'm gonna have some problems, like real ones, more than I already have. So I could do a yeah. Let me put my book. I can do an Inardi healing. Why not? Let's see if that helps. So yeah, I don't think have you ever said anything in the chat before? Have you ever done this? Butterfly? I don't think I've ever seen you before. I don't know that Nardito by heart, so I'm gonna have to pull it up. It worked for Jade, I'll tell you that. Any more questions, guys? Keep them coming. Chat GPT and ask, get some questions or something. At least it's something. Like, give me some complicated questions to ask Benton Ryer. You've been here for a week. Well, I mean, okay. At least like the videos. And I made a forum for you guys. I think they're a mixture of both, John. They're both prayers and invocations, to be honest. And I also think it depends how they are used. When we work on ourselves, they're more like an invocation, but they're also prayers at the same time. When I work on everyone here, I'm invoking for you and praying for you. So I guess they're a little of both. I've never actually thought of that way. Thank you for that question. In the meantime, while I am starting this up, please find the time to donate. Like I said, I need to pay my rent. It's only $400 here, and I am looking like a deadbeat gaijin. That is not good, especially right now. Trust me. All right. I mean, just so you know, guys, these wealth type things, they only work if you're actually trying to earn more or you're searching for means to earn. You're not going to just have like a sack of cash materialize on your lap. Although that's happened for some people before, sometimes it normally doesn't. Let's see. Just pulling it up. So perhaps even while we're doing this, think of clear your mind. We're going to ask for some ideas and some means in a way to be able to earn a little bit. So clear your mind, see if anything comes up. Maybe for some of you it will. Like I said, I've never quite done this, but we're going to do it today. I don't know this one by heart, and just so you know, the Japanese is old. I don't have it memorized, so it will sound slower, but still works. Where is it? Yeah, don't just invoke anything. Exactly. Because when you invoke anything, um what you invoke leaves a piece of you inside of you, right? It changes your energetic field. It either changes your energetic field or um leaves something. So it's important. Yep, they will push back, they will argue it. Like I said, which is why I do folklore so people understand where it comes from. Like there's plenty of folklore for Reiki, but because some guy came along and said it was something else. All right, let's see. Where is my Inari Norito? Okay, prayer of Inari. So, yesterday I asked a Reiki master what they know about Oni. She said they don't know, and I must be a religious fanatic. Exactly. This is what I mean. It's like you can't selectively choose what exists and what doesn't. All right, you guys ready? Yeah, you cannot certify this ability. It cannot be done. It takes practice and diligence, and people are able to do it and develop into their own at different times. That's why it can't be certified. Okay. Let me know if you guys get any ideas for any businesses or ventures or anything like that. So if you're new, just coming in, go ahead, relax, breathe, let the energy work. Because so I want to tell you the translation for this is a little different too, right? It's not just purification, it's also kind of like a promise, a pact. Um, and it's basically says morning and night. This is what it starts with. So we approach the kami. Morning and night, I will diligently work at my task. So it doesn't mean that you can just like sit around and just hope something happens. It'll open ways, but you have to try. Kakemaku mo kashikoki. 祈りの神の前に、かしこみかしこみも、まおさく、明日にゆべにいそしみ、つとむる。 家のなりわいを緩むことなく、劣ったることなく、いや進めに進めたまえ、いや助けに助けたまえて、家角高く吹きこ、おこ、さしめたまえ、かきやに、時はに、命長く、海の子の八つ月に至るまで、生かし役割のごとく立ち栄えしめたまえ。家にもにもまが神のまがことあらしめず、過ち犯すことのあらむおば、かのび、おなびに見直し、聞き直しまして、世も守り、日の守りに守り、先はいたまえとかしこみもまおす。かけまくま賢き稲荷を神の前にかしこみまおさっか。明日にゆべにいそしみつとむる。家のなりわいを緩むことなく、ことたることなく、いや進めに進めたまえ、家つけに助けたまえて、家角高く吹きおこさしめたまえ、かきはに、時はに命長く、海の子の八つ月に至るまで、生かし役割のごとか立ち栄えしめたまえ。家にも、身にも、まが神のまがことあらしめず、過ちを犯すことのあらむおば、かなびおなびに見直し、聞き直しまして、世の守り、日の守りに守り、先はいたまえとかしこみもまおす。かけまくも賢き稲荷を神の前にかしこみまおさく。明日にゆべにいそしみつとむる。家のなりわいを緩むことなく、音たることなく、いや進めに進めたまえ、いや続けに続けたまえて、家角固く吹きこおこたしみたまえ、かきはに時はに命長く、海ことのやそ続きに至るまで、生かしか役割のことか立ち咲しめたまえ、家にもにもにも、まが神のまがことあらしめず、過ち犯すことのあらむおば、かなおび、おなおびに見直し、聞き直しまして、世の守り、日の守りに守り、先はいたまえと、賢みもまおす。高天はりにかむずまります。かむろみのみことまして、すべみ、おやかむ、いざなぎの狼つくしのひまくの立花のおどのあわぎかはるにみそぎ払いたまいし時にありませる。払いどの狼たちもろもろの間がごと罪限りを払いたまい清みたまいと申すことのよしを天つかみ国つかみやお夜ずの神たちともに引っ越しますと、かしこみもマウス。高天はりにかむずまります。 カムロギ、カムロミのみこともして、すめみ、おやかむ、いずなぎの、かみつくしの、ひめかの、たちばなの、おろの、あわぎがはるに、みそぎ、はらい、たまいし、ときに、あれませる。はらいどの、おかみたち、もろもろのまがごとつみかいりょう。はらいたまい、きやめたまいとますことによしよう。あまつかみ、くにつかみ、やお、よりずの神たちともにひこしますと。かしこみかしこみもまおす。たがあまはりにかむずまります。かむろぎ、かむろみのみこともして、せめみ、おいかむ、いざなぎの神つくしのひまかの立ち花のおどの青ぎがはるに、みそぎ、はらい、たまいし、ときに、あれませる。はらいどの狼たち、もろもろのまがごとつみかいりよ。はらいたまいきやめたまいとますことのよしよ。あまつかみ、きゅにつかみ、やお、よりぞの神たちともにひこしめせと。かしこみかしこみもまおす。かんながらたまちやませ。かんながらたまちやませ。かんながらたまちやませ. Okay, everyone, how was that? Was it different? Thank you, Alexander. So I'll read the English of this one. Humbly I approach the kami of Inari in prayer with awe and reverence. I humbly speak these words. Morning and night I will diligently work at my task. My family will not lessen its focus, nor will we neglect anything undone. I pray that the kami bestow on me encouragement and support to meet all challenges. Grant that the divine winds bring prosperity to my family. Bestow long life that is strong and solid. Grant that my descendants for countless generations know protection, health, and longevity. Grant us safety from malevolent kami, and grant that my home and my body be protected from any malevolent deeds. If I commit an error, if I stray from my intended path, I pray that the kami help me correct my way, that once again I may hear clearly, that once again I may sit with open mind. Protect me in the night, protect me and shelter me in the day. Grant me happiness with awe and reverence. I humbly speak these words. Anyone else? What did you else? Who else got? What else did? What did you guys experience? Who that haven't chimed in, if anything? Man, that was so good. Maybe so please donate. I need to get some water. Oh, here's some. But I need to get more. Mm-mm. Does only what you can handle. But yeah, exactly. So we're working on like financial blocks or stuff that's stopping us from finding those. So, like I said, we'll do one more. Donate something. We'll do one more. But you gotta try to do something. You can't just like I said, usually sit around. Like I said, this is naughty. It's more directed and specific than purification. This is directly financial unblocking. Maybe I'll just label my feed that, and maybe people will come because it's hard to get into yourself. For this same reason, very, very good mediums and psychics can't read themselves. Although I'm better, I could do it for other people. And when I do stuff for myself or something's happening, the stupid ETs jump in and try to mess it up. And they're usually quite successful in at least impeding stuff. Yes, please, let's. I mean, this is my um, doing this should relieve my financial block. It's probably not going to happen tomorrow. I'm doing the best I can. It's chipping away at it, but it's just going to take time. Yeah, they can't get close anymore, so they mess with other people, like the lady who won't give me my aid. It's so ridiculous. I actually have another meeting for that with somebody else this week, so I have to talk to them and try to get her to be compelled to have to release everything and re-enroll me. I'm not supposed to contact her, but I have to keep pressing the people around her. I mean, he doesn't bother me. They hire rental companies here. So no, I got to pay it. It's super late. And it's not that much. So I need $300 more. It would it would absolutely make them less strong. I know you might have not been here some months ago, but they were actually interfering in the group and people were seeing it happen, but we were able to get rid of them. I mean, GoFundMe is in the PayPal. It just said the PayPal's fine. Just use that. I mean, GoFundMe takes like 20%. And only and it's more community based than people think it is. So very rarely do people, strangers, um, donate to those. It has to be through here. No, they want. I've done that for other things before. Yep, I had them around you, and they were interfering, And since they can't get close anymore, they go to other people and try to do that. The kami can't be around everyone, everywhere, in every system that I'm not exactly interacting with. The Mormons, yeah, just Mormons put stuff in you. No, I'm good. Actually, a lot of those places they have archonic entanglements. Not a good place for me. So, are you practicing the Nordito, John? No, the orbs are not Jesus. The orbs are archons, James. They're either archons or controllers. Archons are the drones, the controllers are the ETs. So when you look up the sky and see people see UFOs, they're orbs too. It's the same stuff working through human perception to appear as solid objects flying through the sky, which is also why they can't coast for a long time. They come and go, and also why there's not many sightings of these things landed in a distance because it would take them too much energy to do in a more dispersed way. Well, it's not Archon is not a basic translation. They're very specific. They usually look um, like scorpions or spiders with a mechanical type of biomechanical type of form that attach to the spine of individuals. So, and you make them depressed, stunt them spiritually, and control their thoughts in all kinds of other ways. Be triggered by, like being off the wall, triggered by seeing someone wearing a MAGA cap, or be off the wall, triggered by someone who is transgender or something like that. Right? There's something actually doing that to people. Both of these things really don't concern the person getting really, really upset, but because they see that trigger, kind of like a matador holding, a red um, cloth in front of a bull, and the bull not being able to help itself. It's the same thing affecting humans. So, yeah, there's different ways to pronounce it, Spidey, and we don't actually know how it sound. We don't know how ancient Greek sounds, so it doesn't really matter. But we don't know how it sounds. We don't know how ancient Japanese sounded either. No, we don't. We have no idea how We don't know that we have no idea the inclination or accent that ancient people used in most languages. There's no way to know. Just like we don't know what Swan Lake, the original Lake looked like. We don't know what the original ballets looked like. We only have an idea from descriptions of which there weren't very many. Same stuff. We have an idea, but we don't know. I would have to go and listen to it, but my time travel. Deepak Chopra is on the Epstein list. I've heard it pronounced. It doesn't matter, Spidey. I'm not arguing with you about it. Yeah, Deepak Chopra is on the Epstein list. Because other countries do not, um, how can I say it? Because other countries still work in a older system in some ways that protects people who are on the higher echelons of society. Um, there's actually less of that nowadays in the US. And I think that is because there's so many groups that it is difficult for anyone, even very, very wealthy people, to hide all of the time. But there's still places in other parts of the world where you don't go there. That's why there's not a global meltdown. Like in Russia, for example, China, it would never happen. If anyone was involved there, or if anyone was on that list, there even Japan, right? There's a few guys on there. No one's talking about it. Culturally, too, in many places, people are known to have wild sexual escapades. However, because privacy is also protected, um, it's not talked about culturally. You don't um, do that. Like, even in Japan, for example, things like Saturday Night Live, you can't do that here. There are actually honor and face laws here. So you have to be careful when you talk about anyone. And even when you watch the news, when somebody clearly committed a crime, they always refer to the person as Dara Nani Nani Yogisha, which means, like, if it's Takahashi, it would be Takahashi Yogisha, which means suspect Takahashi. They have to say it that way. So it's not um, until the person's accused, right? Or until the person's sentenced and convicted. They have to use it that way. So there's a meltdown in Britain. They're not going to toss over the West. They might toss over Britain. If there's more of them, that's what's gonna happen. No one wants to have kids. No one wants a relationship. So, if your future is overwhelmed with um, something that you don't want, I mean, if your future is overwhelmed by something you don't want, you did it, or the society you lived in did it. Spidey's on YouTube. She's using the mobile version. Check the screen for her comments. Why are Western women like that? They want to be forever. I mean, ask Spidey. It's not just Western women. It's like it everywhere. By the way, I'll do the Inari Narito again if I get a few donations. I gotta more. I have to get something, guys. I gotta pay this rent. It's already halfway through the month. I'm gonna have trouble, and my school still doesn't care right now. So you also can't see anything on. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. It'll change in time. Oh my gosh. Obama needs to not talk about stuff he doesn't know anything about. Yeah, like I've said that there's nothing in Area 51. I've known people that have worked there, and they're like, I've been through every bunker, hangar, and like there's just nothing there. And people are still like, well, they have it hidden there. That's why he didn't. It's like, no, no, it's not what these are. So he says they're real, but there's no. So that says a lot in itself. Of course, people are going to think he's covering up, right? There's still something hiding in like a plane hangar at Area 51. But he's describing something that's he's been briefed on that he doesn't understand, as well as the people being briefing don't understand either. Yes, there's some people, elements within the government or the deep, deep government who think they're having contact and they're exchanging technology. but these people have no idea what they're agreeing to. It's the utmost of foolishness. So, why is America feeling more and more like a third world? Because it is a third world country. Like I said, the system there is created to extract as much as it can out of people. And if you don't comply, it punishes you, which is what's happened to me with my school. And you have to really, really fight to do anything and know how to. Most people don't. Um, it just takes and takes and takes and won't give. Right? The insurance companies, it's and all of that stuff, which is why I feel bad about the rent here because it's really, really fair. But however, yeah, I just don't have it because I'm dealing with the thing from my school extract, and it's extraction. Is that the story, James? I believe he did. Come to think of it, that's about when all the sightings really, really started, huh? And the ideas. Maybe I'll close it one day. So that's a good topic to talk about. So one of these days I will, do these and I'll talk more and maybe then do the healing. But like I said, I don't have the bandwidth right now. Um, like it's quite stressful. Did I ever meet anyone? Yes, there was one time I met this guy named Ryan, um, something. He was like one of those financial bro gurus who acts all spiritual, talks about manifestation. I was at a Starbucks and I was talking to like somebody there, like a recruiter, um, and he invited me to a party at the Hills. And I'm like, will you go? I'm like, yeah. I talked a little bit about him, what I did. He didn't really understand it. So I went. There's a lot of people there. But one thing I noticed is that there were no celebrities, which was odd because of where we were at. And that kind of told me that I don't know how to explain it, but there should have been. He kind of had his own thing. So I was there, and his assistant or the person that lives there who helps him and works with him, which I mean, there's nothing wrong with him, asked me if I could do some breath work with everyone. I've explained all this before, but I did, and I did this. Everyone applauded, and they never invited me again. So that was so funny. He said, yeah, we'll have you back. Didn't answer my calls, never had me again. It was a bait party. Yeah, they're trying to recruit me. Thought it was just some guy that they could just extract money out of. That's the system there. Like he is extracting money out of all the members, thousands of dollars, promising a mentorship, financial membership, and becoming very wealthy off of it because he did finance before. He made money from that because people believe it. They are willing to pay whatever he wants. And do they benefit from that? Maybe some, but not many because the only way to get anything is either meet the right people at the right time and have the skill set to accommodate them and help, or work, or both. They are in other dimensions 100%. Yep. 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 Well, I mean, I'm surprised that around 20 people are still here listening to me. Maybe next week we will try a week of just doing the Inari prayers. But again, my rent, or stupid school, man. $300 more for it. Everyone, links, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, all in the description. I still got eat too. Like, luckily, I could live on like less than $10 a day here for food and drink. Well, I mean, they have collection agencies here, and they are like the Yakuza, FYI. I mean, I'm eating a little bit. It, like I said, it goes a long way here. Hence why the rent is so little. I'm here every day. Not to mention, thank you, Donna. Happy Valentine's Day. Not to mention, I have to pay the internet so I could come on here. So, I mean, there's also that. We'll do another Inari one. As soon as something comes in, we'll do another Inari prayer. We'll do an episode on my show too, Donna. I think we'll plan it. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you. Okay, 100 more. Thank you, Donna. I guess yeah, we will for sure. They're doing good. I think that they're, so yeah, I guess I need to grab both $100 more and we'll do good. So let me do this Inori prayer. It will open those things up for you as long as you're working and active. Um, Yeah, she is on my list. I'm doing Joe first. Um, I will be speaking to him in the next few days, and then I'll start emailing and bringing in people. Well, I mean, the people who are on will get bookings too. Because that's where we're at right now. And it's not like that everywhere, James. It seems if you live in the UK, if you live in the US, it does seem like we live in that. It has that in a way in Japan since World War II. Isamu Noguchi, um, when he after the war, he was documented as telling his brother, pretty soon, like American cars and other things are going to come, and it's not going to be good. And what he was saying was, at a very time when there weren't very many international people, it was just kind of like him and maybe a few others, let alone someone who was half Japanese in the early 20th century. Um, and sure enough, that's what happened. However, things like medicine and rent here, um, it's not. It doesn't extract the same way as it does in other people places. People here are complain about not having enough. However, I don't think people realize how affordable it's set up to live here because they live in their own bubble, right? Like I have a nice apartment. In a country, you could get a house and pay a couple $100 a month and still work, and you can make more in the city if you're willing to do like farm work. But people aren't willing to. It's complicated, a bit more complicated than that. But the point is, people live in a bubble, and that's why we live in a capitalist matrix because people um, give the system too much power, but even more so, they um, perpetuate it, they propagate it. And it's to the point where even people who um, are in the system don't really know any difference and don't really know that there's other places outside of it that they could, you know, be. But then again, if you step outside of it, you have to deal with the problems in another place, which are different. The problems here are different than the ones in the US. But like housing instability, especially, um, isn't the same problem as it is in the US, which is why, back to what you said, it seems like it's becoming a third world country because it sort of is. No, psychedelics will get you in touch with other stuff. All right, you guys ready? We're gonna do this. I think we'll try working on this week. Keep trying, look around. Can't just sit around. Maybe some of you'll get a promotion, more clients. That's what this is designed to do. Like I said, the line says morning. It's not just an invocation or a prayer. It's also a pact. We're proclaiming morning and night. I will diligently work my task. My family will not lessen its focus, nor will we neglect anything undone. Okay, so that's a promise. And as some of you have said, this is different. Very close to my rent now, guys. I think $100 will do it. So, all right. You guys ready? I'm quite tired. I woke up early or late. 書けば雲賢き祈りの神の前に賢み賢みも間を裂く。明日に夢に勤しみ努める。家のなりわいを緩むことなく、怠ることなく、いや進めに進めたまえ、いや助けに助けたまえて、家角高く吹き起こさしめたまえ。かきはに時はに命長く、海の子のやおす続きにいたずまで、生かし役割のごとく立ち、た、さか、栄えしめたまえ。家にもにも、家にも身にも、玉神のまがことあらしめず、過ちを犯すことのあらむおば、かなおび、おなおびに見直し、聞き直しまして、世の守り、日の守りに守り、先はいたまいと賢み賢みもまおす。かけまくも賢き祈りを神のお前に賢み賢みむまを咲く。明日に夢に勤しみ、努むる。家のなりわいを緩むことなく、怠ることなく、家進めに進めたまえ、家授けに助けたまえて、家角高く吹き起こさしめたまえ、かきはに時はに命長く、浮きのことのやす続きに至るまで、生かし、やかわえのごとく、立ち栄えしめたまえ、家にも身にも、まが神のまがことあらしめず、過ち犯すことのあらむおば、かのおび、おなおびに見直し聞き直しまして、世の守り、日の守りに守り、先はいたまいと賢み賢みもまおす。かけまくも賢き稲荷を神のお前に賢み賢みもまを咲く。明日に夢に勤しめ努むる。家のなりわいを緩むことなく、おこと取ることなく、いや進めに進めたまえ、いや助けに助けたまえて。家角高く吹き起こさしめたまえ、かきはに、時はに命長く、吹きのこのやおそ続きに至るまで、生かしやかわえのごとく立ち栄えしめたまえ。家にも身にも高神のまがことあらしめず、過ちを犯すことのあらむおば、かなおり、おなおびに見直し、聞き直しまして、世の守り、日の守りに守り、先はいたまいと賢み賢みもまおす。かけまくも賢き祈りを神の前に賢み賢みもまを咲く。明日に夢に勤しみ努むる。家のなりわいを緩むことなく、音たなることなく、いや進めに進めたまえ、いえ助けに助けたまえて、 家角高く吹きことさしめたまえ。かひやに、時はに命長く、海の子の様子続きに至るまで、生かし役割のごとく立ち栄しめたまえ。家にも身にも、我が神の我がこと嵐ぜむず、過ち犯すことのあらむおば、かなおび、おなおびに見直し聞き直しまして、世の守り、日の守りに守り、先はいたまいと、かしこみかしこみもまおす。かけまくも賢き祈りの神の前にかしこみかしこみもまを咲く。明日に指にいそしみつとむる家のなりわいを緩むことなく、音たることなく癒す。隅に進みたまえ、助けに助けたまえて、日や角高く吹きおこさしめたまえ。かきわに、沖きに命長く、海の子のやそ続きに至るまで、生かし、役割のごとく立ち坂しめたまえ。家にもにも、家にも身にも、我が神の我がごとあらしめず、過ちを犯すことのあらむをば、なかなおび、おなおびに見直し聞き直しまして、世の守り、日の守りに守り、先はいたまいと、かしこみ、かしこみもまおす。高天張にかむずまります。かむろぎ、かむろみのみこともして、すめみ、おやかむ、いざなぎの、かみつくしの、ひまかの、立ち花の、おどの、あぎがはるに、みそぎ、はらい、たまいし、ときに、あれませる。はらいどの、おかみたち、もろもろのまがごとつみかいりよ。はらいたまい、きよみたまいと、まおすことのよしよ。天つかみ、国つかみ、やお、よりずの神たちともに引っ越しますと、かしこみかしこみもまおす。高天張りにかむずまります。かむろぎ、かむろみのみこともして、すみみ、おやかむ、いずなぎろ、かみつくしの、ひむくの、立ち花の、おどの、あおぎがはるに、みそぎ、はらい、たまいし、ときに、ありませる。はらいどの、おかみたち、もろもろのまがごとつみかいりよ。はらいたまい、きよみたまいと申すことのよしよ。天つかみ、国つかみ、やよりずの神たちともに引っ越しますと、かしこみかしこみもまおす。高天張りにかむずまります。かむろき、かむろみのみこともして、すみみ、おやかむ、いずなぎの神つくしの、ひむくの、立ち花の、おどの、あおぎがはるに、みそぎ、はらい、たまいし、ときに、ありませる。はらいどの、お神たち、もろもろのまがごとつみかいりよ。はらいたまい、きよめたまいと申すことのよしよ。天つかみ、国つかみ、やよりずの神たちともに引っ越しますと、かしこみかしこみもまおす。高天張りにかむずまります。かむろぎ、かむろみのみこともして、すみみ、おやかむ、いずなぎの神つくしの、ひまくの、立ち花の、おどの、あおぎがはるに、 Misogi, harai, tamaishi, toki ni arimaseru. Harai dono o kami tachi, moro moro no maga goto tsumi kairi yo. Harai tamai kiyomi tamai to masu koto no yoshi yo. Amatsu kami, kunitsu kami, yao, yoruzu no kami tachi tomo ni hikoshimasu. Kashikomi, kashikomi mo mausu. Ka nagara tamachiyamase. Ka nagara tamachiyamase. Ka nagara tamachiyamase. Okay, how was that one, guys? Oh my gosh. Okay, so Inardi is distracting them, so we have to do it again. Finally. Okay. I think, yeah, yeah. See what I mean, guys? Specifically blocking this thing. Yeah, I'm starting to feel like a releasing pool thing. Give it a minute. We are, but I think about $80 more. I'll be able to pay my rent. Someone else did. Thank you, Julia. Thank you so much. Oh, Donna. Okay, we're good. We're going to do one more. So we're good. Yeah, they do. Ugh. Mm. So it feels good. I'm going to be able to take care of this. So we'll do one more. Hmm. Yeah, I could pay my rent now. Yes. All right, we're gonna do one more, and we're gonna work on this Inari thing too, because now I know where now I know where I'm being attacked. You see where I get just the message gets through somehow. What I always need to do, and it's always spiritual. But you see what I do? What you see what I mean when I kind of like, how could I say it? Kind of scoff or cringe a little bit when someone tells me, You're blocking yourself," or "You just need to manifest better," or other stuff. It's like, just like, dude, like, stuff is actively not wanting me to purify or teach purification. No, I don't normally do inadi because purification is more. I don't do enough for myself. and it's complicated. But purification comes first. But like it, yeah, anyway. We'll start the next one in a second. I'm very tired if you haven't guys noticed. Mm. Oh, it's wide animal, but there's like you have to do like I said, I don't have the bandwidth to do all the stuff. Like for different deities, you have to connect different ways and you have to be consistent, not just do it once. Granted that they're very patient and they don't get upset for not doing something. You have to it's about solidifying the connection to be able to do it. Luckily, um, um, the kami generally come as a group and it's not a separate thing like when we do the planetary invocations when it's different at different times and there's different gateways. Um, but it's just I don't have the bandwidth to do all that. I have, yeah, my throat does feel better. And yeah, thank you, Donna. Whoa. All right. Next one. So, like I said before, just keep this line, keep these lines in mind. Inari will not help you if you don't try. Um, Morning and night, I will diligently work at my task. My family will not lessen its focus, nor will we neglect anything undone. Right. Even if you're alone, you're still your family. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself takes care of them too. You don't have to make them focused. This is specifically for you. And in Japanese, it doesn't even say family. Oh, yeah, it does. Let me see. Minosu Yoru no Mamori. Inochi. Yeah, family too. But anyway, you know what I mean. Okay. Oh. All right, here we go, guys. Kagemaku mo kashikoki inari no kami no omae ni kashikomi mo naosaku, ashita ni yube ni isoshimi tsutomuru, ie no nariwai o yurumu koto naku, oto taru koto naku, ia susume ni susume tamae, ie tasuke ni tasuke tamaite, ie kado takaku fuki koto shisume tamae, kakikoki ni tokiwa ni inochi nagaku, umi no kono yaosu tsuzuki ni itaru made, ikashi yakubae no kotoku tachi sakai shime tamae, ie ni mo mi ni mo, maga kame no maga koto arashimezu, ayamachi okasu koto no aramu oba, Kanaobi, Onaobi ni inaoshi, kiki naoshimashite, yo mo mamori, hi mo mamori, ni mamori, saki wa itamae to kashikomi mo maosu. Kakemaku mo kashikoki, inari o kami no omae ni kashikomi mo maosaku. 明日に夕べに勤しめ、勤むる、家のなりわいを緩むことなく、怠ることなく、家進めに進めたまえ、家続けに続けたまえて、家角高く吹きおさしめたまえ、かきわに、時はに命長く、海もこの安続きに至るまで、生かしやかわえのことか立ちさましめたまえ。家にも身にも我が神の我がことあらしめず、過ち犯すこともあらむおば、かまおびなおびに見直し聞き直しまして、世の守り、日の守りに守り、先はえ、たまえとかしこみ、かしこみもマウス。かけか、かけまくもかしこき、なりを、な、稲荷の神のお前に、かしこみかしこみも、まおさく、明日にゆべにいそしめ、つとむる、家のなりわいを緩むことなく、怠ることなく、いや進めに進めたまえ、助けに助けたまえて、家角高く吹き、おこさしたまえ。かきわに、時はに命長く、海の子のやさ続きに至るまで、生かし行くわえのごとく立ち、栄えしめたまえ。家にも身にも、我が神も我がことあらしめず、過ちを犯すことのあらむおば、かなおびなおびに見直し聞き直しまして、世のも守り、日のも守りに守り、先はいたまいとかしこみかしこみもまおす。かけ、かけまくも賢き稲荷を神のたまえに、賢み賢みまをさく、明日にゆべにそしみつつむる、家のなりわいを緩むことなく、怠ることなく、いや進めに進めたまえ、いや助けに助けたまえて、家角高く吹きおこさしめたまえ、かきやに時はに命長く、海の子の差し続きに至るまで、生かし役割のごとく立ち、栄えしめたまえ。家にも身にも、我が神の我がことあらしめず、過ちを犯すことのあらむおば、おなおびに見直し聞き直しまして、世の守り、日の守りに守り、先はいたまいと賢み賢みも、マウス。かけまくも賢き、稲荷の神の前に賢み賢み、まおさく、明日にゆべに、いそしみつとむる家のなりわいを緩むおこなく、怠ることなく、家進めに進めたまえ、助けに助けたまえて、家角高く吹きおこさしめたまえ、かきわに時わに命長く、海の子のやおす続きに至るまで、生かし行くわえのことくい立ち栄えしめたまえ。家にも身にも、我が神の我がことあらしめず、過ちを犯すことのあらむおば、かのおび、おなおびに見直し聞き直しまして、世の守り、日の守りに守り、先はいたまえと、賢みもまおす。神は 高間の腹を照らし、下は足原の中津国を長屋貸したも、神風の伊勢の国一の宮、市議大今宮と玉へなつる、椿を神頭に、神の流れを祝い祭る、終身町引きの町王の親、椿大名人猿田彦の狼、愛殿に祝い祭る、すめみま、ににぎのみこと、おんはな、たくはたちみ姫のみこと、橋には雨のずめのみこと、この花咲くや姫のみこと、行満大名人、天津神、国津神、やよるず、しよよるずの神々のととき、みたまを、かくあがめうやまい、使い、祭る、氏子、豆人、す、傾斜の生活、活動事業、またその命運、人間、希望の上に、くすしくも、大なる死日、霊能、かがふらいたまえ、豆人たちの皆を前に、もみ上がる、皆生徒さんたちと、皆たち来てる人は、これら今しお前に、前もでたる、かながらもろもろの触りを払い除き、商業健やかに改め魂、雨土とどこにたえの霊剣を体得、せしめたまえ、天津日の神、天照しますすめらおみ神のみ胸のまにまに、もともとのとなし、すいすいとなし、左を左となし、見切りを見切りとなし、何事も見直し、聞き直したまえて、天国栄翔、福徳円満、無病息災、一食充実、住宅平安、家内安全、交通安全、家業羽に嵐たまえ。死死難、即滅して、七福、即所、戦死命、悪を断絶して、善行の意や酒にあらしめたまえ、新種を修理して、民族共和、万代廃平のもとよ、この国土に築き、国家優勝、世界界、天守平安、一切ことごとく皆神の氏子として、かながらの喜びに生きゆくこのえせしめたまえ、おのもその人間、長寿のたまえ、世の守り、日の守りに守り、導き、先はたまえと、祈り回すこと、導きの神の、御導きの、まにまに、やよるずの神たち、共に、彦示しに、ゆずない白しめしたまえと、かしこみもんまおす、無料礼法、真珠仏教、天上無休、名運無償、無難入信、 歌手安楽。土葬された彦大名人、土葬された彦大名人、払いたまえ、清めたまえ、六根症状。払いたまえ、清めたまえ、六根症状。払いたまえ、清めたまえ、六根症状。妙法次元人偏人次力。妙法人間人偏人次力。妙法人間人偏人次力。守りたまえ。導きたまえ。かながらかながら高天張にかむずまります。カムロギ、カムロミのみこともして、すめみ、おゆかむ、いざなぎの神つけしの、ひむけの、立花の、おどの、青木がはるに、みそぎ、払い、たまいし、時に、あれませる。払いどの、お神たち、もろもろのまがごとつみかえりよ。払いたまい、清めたまいと申すことのよしよ。天津神、国津神、や夜図の神たちともに引っ越しますと。かしこみ、かしこみ、もまおそ。高天張にかむずまります。かむろき、かむろみのみこともして。せめみ、おゆかむ、いざなぎの神つくしの、ひまくの、立ち花の、おどの、青木が春に、みそぎ、払い、たまいし、時に、あれませる。払いどの、狼たち、もろもろのまがごとつみかえりよ。払いたまい、清めたまいと申すことのよしよ。天津神、国津神、やお、夜図の神たちともに引っ越しますと。かしこみかしこみもまおさ。高天張にかむずまります。かむろぎ、かむろみのみこともして。すめみ、おゆかむ、いずなぎの神つくしのひまかの立ちぱなのおどの青木が春にみそぎ、払い、たまいし、時にありませる。払いどの狼たち、もろもろのまがごとつみかえりよ。払いたまい、清めかまいと申すことのよしよ。天津神、国津神、やお、夜ぞの神たちともに引っ越しますと。かしこみかしこみもまおす。かながらとまちやませ。かながらとまちやませ。かながらとまちやませ。All right, everyone. How was that one? Yeah, those things are definitely stopping me from doing that, trying to stop me from doing that Inari invocation. Effing things. I think I need to do some more stuff. Thank you, Donna. Yeah, they always try every stream. Yes, they do. They're always trying something. They don't rest. It's like they don't need to sleep. 'Kay. I hope you did learn from something from my earlier talk today too. 5 minutes? I mean, once in a while, I do. Oh my gosh. Donna, you still have your YouTube channel, right? Yeah, you gotta use it. It connects when I do your thing on here, it will connect to it. All right. Is Donna the greatest? I saw her in Smoke Hill. She can read it. Can she? Oh my gosh. You could be her press agent. Donna was invited to the White House. I didn't know about that one. How do you know that? All right, guys. As you know, these things build up. We will do more. Um, we will do the Inari thing. Let me do this. I'm even gonna make the thumbnail now. Maybe that'll attract more people. It's like, oh gosh. One second. What's this? Um, it's funny because I've been like watching a bunch of like for some reason on my feed a lot of um Fox is have been coming up from the Fox rescue from the lady who passed away because she was bullied. And yeah, guess that's so that someone was trying to tell me something. Hakuzo's going to be very, very upset that he missed this one because he loves Inari. But that's okay. We'll do it again. I guess it works. I guess this is working for my issue. Anyone see anything new while we went through that round? And what did you experience? And she ain't that famous. She ain't what's her name? She's accessible. She's not Scarlett Johansson, Liz Tyler. Someone sent you a Fox pic tonight. Uh huh. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that's confirmation enough. We are doing the naughty one a lot. As a matter of fact, I'm going to memorize that one and do it with all the other ones every day from now on. Yeah. Because because I say you weren't Liz Tyler or Scarlett Johansson. That's okay. You're you're more gifted than they are. I mean, oh well. I will tell you one crazy thing. I think I was talking about them the other night. I stumbled on a Grateful Dead song and had a big release. So there's definitely something going on behind their music. And I think that's why people tend to get like high at their shows because they had more vivid experiences. Not that their music obviously didn't have a positive effect with the release, but no, there's definitely something there. I think, and I think that's why it completely lost its appeal when Jerry Garcia passed away. I think he definitely had something he could do, whether he was aware of it or not, that people like really felt happening, especially when they were on when they were getting high. Taylor Swift's not a bloke, Spidey. It was. I don't think it matters the song, but was Jerry a shaman? Ah, that makes sense. He he likely a partially trained shaman. I know he probably wasn't fully trained. He probably had the ability, the shamanistic ability, and served his purpose in this life, and you know transitioned. But I don't think he was fully trained, or else he would have told his audience not to stop getting high. But I could definitely see how he could take. I could definitely see how he took innate shamanic ability and um, partially trained, right, and just ran with it or took different from different traditions what he wanted. No, no, no. It's shamanic. It's shamanic ability. It's not. The next con. Oh no! Don't see that. Shit, I might be the one destroying the demigod and its stupid parasites. I mean, I will stop at nothing to get back at that thing, making my girlfriend dump me. I'm not. I will not forgive that. Anyway, I think it was "Fade to Gray." I don't remember the song. Yeah, I don't think you guys the pulls that I have when I have like something pulled out, it's like different than the purifications here. Trust me, guys, it's not pretty. Donna will tell you. I had to tell her how to where to pull from last time, and it is not pretty. Right, Donna? Well, I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny. And I'm glad I can pay my rent now. I'm glad that stupid block is out. I'm gonna I'm gonna pray to Inardi every day now. Yeah, right. It was not pretty. When I was working with Risa, who decided she doesn't want to do magic anymore, I probably did it like 100 times before. And that wasn't even the worst one, Donna. And one time there was one pool, it took like we started and it took like she had to go and I kept going. It took like 4 hours for it to come out. It was not fun. Like I said, anyway, no one's there yet. There is, yeah. Anyway. Oh, I know we can do others. But it won't come out because that is too much for most people right now, Donna. It's not just like the sounds and the anyway. I don't want to talk about it because I don't want people to get a picture of it. We'll get millions of views. We'll get tens of views, hundreds maybe. I mean, it's not gonna work because to be able to go that deep that we do for me, I did with Risa. I discovered myself. I had the first one anyway. Um, we have to get all the surface stuff first before we get that deep. It doesn't work without it. That's why it's like this. Yeah, there's different layers to this practice. So we'll see. Oh, with me. Yeah, I know we can. We will. Is discovering yourself lonely? What do you mean by that? Dude, this stream has gone on for 3 hours. I think we will pick it back up tomorrow. Is discovering yourself. I don't know. I don't understand the question. Oh. Is not being able to share certain things lonely? Yeah, I guess. Just 'cause people don't understand. People don't understand the things I see. To find out you are, what do you, I still understand the question. Stay on for the day? No. Like have a 24-hour cam in the corner so everyone could tune in and watch me 24/7. No, I'm not gonna do that. I feel I mean it's already kind of weird be doing this or feels that way. How's no, I mean Tinder sucks. It always has. Good interview. You enjoyed the interview? Did everyone watch my interview with Jonas? Please make sure that you go to it, watch it, and subscribe to his channel. I mean, it's a very clean energy. And I dare say he might do better than I can with stress and anxiety. Because the interview with Jonah? Maybe. So anyway, the next one, I'm doing another one in a few days. I will announce it, the time and when, and I will, um, let's see. We'll keep doing the naughty thing. We'll focus on it. Then I will integrate it with everything else as I when I memorize it. And yeah, no, yeah, and I'll keep interviewing. How do you feel when you discovered yourself? Well, I don't know what you're asking, Spidey. Spidey, see a walk in. What's a walk in? Is that new age ET stuff? I don't know what that is. I met her at a UFO convention. Met her at a UFO convention. Yeah, I know. Is who that? I mean, Jerry Sargent is. Tanya doesn't like when I talk about that dude. He's like, do not talk about him. He says, not helpful. Like, yeah. Streams don't go to TikTok. I put shorts on this. TikTok's different. I don't necessarily want those kids. Um, those are the kind of guys who come in here and ask me, "Hey, are you faded?" and say a bunch of really silly stuff and leave. I mean, it won't be all of them, but being in that environment will attract more of those. And we don't really need those here. Like young people that need to find this will or want to, right? All right, guys, that was a good day in session. I am going to um, go pay my rent. It's very easy here. You don't have to do a bunch of stuff. You just go to the 7-Eleven downstairs. Where is it? And you have them scan this, and you put cash in the machine, and it's done. I mean, how cool is that? Yeah, I'm scanned, and it's just done. Yeah, thank you so much, Donna. He is evil. Yeah, yeah. It's not even like a hidden impurity, too. Like the stuff I talk about, like the deep stuff that kind of lurks in everyone that blocking people from different stuff. It's like even like regular mediums that or psychics that aren't that are somewhat talented, they could see the underlay for that dude. It's not like this partial stuff that's like really hard for even the best to see. It's just it is there. Hey, it's this followers think he's a Jerry's an alien. It's like, dude, it's that's why this type of talk and these type of things, like what I showed you earlier, right? The galactic light cancel page is why it's so dangerous. Like when you correlate the two and what they both say and what they are, you kind of get an understanding of it. Ran out of the room. What do you mean, Donna? Dude, it is reasonable here. Like landlords in Japan do not overcharge rent. They do not do it. They do not raise rent. To do that here would be seen as obscene. Like for making money, there are other ways. As a matter of fact, um, like there's a lot of anti-immigration and anti-foreigner rhetoric here now because people from China are buying up real estate with that idea, not understanding that real estate in Japan depreciates because of Airbnb and out and other things, and using it as an investment, even though it's going to crash, but it's raising the rental prices just a little in Japan in the series. um, it's um, it's dangerous. I mean, it's not. I mean, not dangerous. I saw Donna's comment. When did you go to that? I told you. He was. Did you not believe me? Went anyway. Um. Um. So yeah, they don't raise the rent, and because people see it as obscene, they're um, labeling foreigners. They're attributing it to foreigners, which is true because people don't do it here. Like housing is seen as like for dwelling. Doesn't mean there's not landlords or businesses, but they don't raise the rent like that. No, 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 no. $400. It's not the Muslims. It is the Chinese landlords doing it. There's plenty of housing. It's just the stuff in the cities. Chinese investors are buying and raising the rents on purpose. Ah, I see. I see. I see. Like I said, when I mention stuff like that, it's relevant, and people can go back and see that I talked about it before, and I'm not just saying it off the cuff. Um, Especially with this stuff gaining um, kind of a momentum. They've never people don't raise the rent for apartments. It's just never happened. It's seen as obscene. Maybe you should write him, Spidey. I bet he would like that very much. Write him. Write him. Send him an email. Have you done it? Write him. Send him an email. What do you do for work, Spidey? Are you retired? I don't think I've ever asked you. That's right, write him. You could tell him you do Shinto now and you just like hang out on the internet all day. It's almost like a famous artist. I gotta go. Like Rosie the Riveter. I could see that. Yeah, I'm gonna like watch Jessica Jones and eat a pork bun probably, or eat some instant noodles. But thank you for the wishes. Dude, if there's so much mercury in the sushi and everyone was dying from it, how come Japanese live longer than anyone else, Party? Tell me that. We purify it out with Shinto. And take the nutrients for ourselves. Man, I can't. Goodbye, guys.